So this is my Smackdown review. A tag team TLC match has been set for SummerSlam. Overall, the show was nothing. Like, I don't know why, but them changing Roxanne Perez's music to a slowed down version of her music, like, the thing is, Roxanne's Heels music, or anyways, her normal music, had that feistiness to it, which suited Roxanne's character. Now she has to get slow, and like it took me out of the show. And another thing is, only thing I'll say about the Randy Logan, like Jelly Drew McIntyre segment is that, come on man, Jelly Roll is not moving at all. It felt like Logan Paul was giving Jelly Roll the lie detector, like R-Truth's finisher. Like it looked like Jelly Roll didn't like black hole slam him. Like it felt like, why I was like confused, like why is Jelly Roll standing up? Like, did he get a lie detector? But this segment was like, okay, like it was his hometown. Then he said some stuff, and then I don't care. And also, I like woke up like 15 minutes later or something, so I missed the whole Hogan thing. And this is what you expect from WWE to do, and I think they did the right thing. Like they had a video package for him. They had the 10 bell salute, and Triple H said some stuff. Usually, don't have him saying stuff, and you had like some of his clips in between the show, and I think it's fine. It's not like they turned the whole show into like a Hogan memorial thing, and I think they did the right approach. I think it's fine. Apart from that, what I liked was Kiana James is now Julia's legal representation. One thing is that they have always had like eyes on Kiana James, because first they didn't have her in NXT for long. Like I think they had on like Level Up. Did they even have her on NXT television? They drafted her to Raw. Then I think first they didn't have anything for her. Then she got injured. Then she got fake boobs, and now they have finally found something for her to do, because she was back on main event a few weeks ago, and last week you had her in a interaction with Julia, like in the background. Though it's really weird, like they are wrestlers in wrestling gear, and Julia was like talking to her like, will you be my legal representation? And she was like, yeah, let me give up this wrestling stuff and I'll be your legal representation. I don't know, I just found that funny. And in the end, one thing is that Kiana James looks like a MILF while she's not. The thing is, she looks like a MILF who is hot, but do you want to be a MILF who is hot but looks old because you got big boobs, like fake boobs, and maybe cosmetic something? But yeah, she looks like a hot mama. Like, what can I say? She does look like a hot mama. And I like the dynamic between them. Like, she's her representation. Like, she hides a lot of stuff that Julia, like, maybe like would have exposed. Like, she doesn't have really good mic skills because English is not her first language. Kiana James is someone they actually want to push. This is a way that they can get her on TV and like not expose her that much in the ring also, because she is green still. And this will eventually lead in a year or something with Kiana turning face or Julia turning face, and this will be good. And I hope like this gives Julia more TV time. Like you had her win the title, not her be on TV for weeks, and then now suddenly Zelina does have an edge with her. She called her like what, clip on Karen, and she's getting a rematch next week for the US title. So I just hope they find, like, of course they want to push Kiana James, so she will be on TV with Julia, and Julia will be more on TV. I just hope they found feuds for her, because the thing is like they have to have a draft, because other than Michin and BFAB, everyone is kind of busy. Nia Jax is a heel, so I don't think Nia Jax is going to be involved in that stuff. I don't know what you do, but you need to like draft some people. Alistair Black and Damien Priest had a good like video package, back and forth video package, where essentially it was, Damien Priest kind of saying that I know people like you on the street, who take some but then take some more, and people always compare you to me, and that next week I'll show you and everything, because they're gonna be in his hometown. And Aleister Black was like, people think that I am like you, but I am nothing like you. Like I'm going to like you go out, like he had a killer, and like you go out there to prove what you are to these people, and I will also prove to people who you like, the word thing that he did there. And apart from that, I think it was good. Like like they brought up things that people think that Alistair is kind of like Damien, like maybe like Alistair is jealous of Damien because he got everything that he didn't, and Alistair Black had a good, like him in the blacks to him, like a being like a dark brooding guy, but not being supernatural, which I think they couldn't find the balance last time Black was there. Like, what do we make him? How do we make him believable? And this time they have found, like, he is not supernatural at all. Like, he has an entrance, but apart from that, he's just a guy who's kind of like, he has tattoos and all, and but he's kind of like the devil and everything. So I think it's fine. Another thing is, like, you had Jacob and Miz in a nothing match. It just went on for too long, I think. And Miz was in his hometown. Like, they didn't really care about him. And what happened? Like, will the Carmelo and Miz partnership come back again, or like now they're just separated? And then also you had, the match ended with Jacob hitting a Samoan drop and winning. Like, was that supposed to be the finish? Like, I don't know. Like, and then Solo attacked him and everything, and then a lot of back and forth. Jimmy came out, but then Talatonga got him choke slam. Solo hit him with you know, the thumb. And I think you can say like this was the first time that in weeks, like since SummerSlam, that the feud has been kind of boring. Like for the past 2 weeks or something, like this has actually been a really fun feud. I do think if the Hogan stuff was not there, maybe they would have done a segment where they are actually like releasing him from jail, and then they're releasing like photos of him, like his mugshot and everything. But they couldn't do it because a death happened, a tragedy happened. So I get that, but yeah, I think it could have made this more funny, and it also felt like they were fighting against him. One thing was, if this was 3 hours, it would have been worse, because then it still would have been like a lower mid show, but it would have been dragged by 1 hour. At least here, it was lower than mid show, but it did drag, and in the end, it flew by, and in the end, you got a really great segment with the tag team stuff. Like Cody, for the first time in like weeks, months, has truly felt like a baby face here. Because first he brought up the fact that Hogan has a contentious legacy because of stuff he has done, but then he also kind of like put himself at Hogan's level. Like, I am a WWE superstar because of Hogan, though I know in what context he was saying that if Hogan did not become successful, he would not have been like a WWE superstar today. Many of them would not have been, because WWE maybe would not have launched in that big a way, making WWE mainstream, then forcing like Georgia Championship Wrestling to also adapt Monday Night Wars and everything. And also like his promo was like nothing new, but this time like you had like, even in his babyface's entrances in the past few months, you had like 20% boos, but this time you just had 100% people going for Cody. Like there was nothing like where it was not like when he mentioned Cena they started booing him. They actually started chanting Cody, Cody, Cody. And Cody's essentially was that Cena tried to run away, but I got this match, and now I want the John Cena, not this heel Cena who like walks away from a fight. I want you and I to beat the hustle, loyalty, and disrespect out of each other, and I'll see you next week. So we are getting a second Cena appearance before SummerSlam also. So I'm glad for that. And also the thing is that like this was like a fine segment. Like the promo also did not drag, it ended at the right time, it had stuff which made sense, and Cody got cheered as the babyface that they want, and as a babyface he is. And also then you had like a backstage segment where Street Profits were like, why were we not in the qualifying match? Which does kind of make sense. But then DIY were there and they were like, and Street Profits called them out that you lost. I would have liked also for one of the Street Profits to call out DIY that the only reason Wyatts are the champions is because of Johnny Gargano. Like, if he would have helped Alex Shelley in like the multi tag match, like Wyatts would have never gotten a second chance at the tag titles, which I hope that they would have mentioned. They didn't, but even then, it was fine. And they were like, DIY was like, they have a plan. Like, what was their plan? Like, they didn't show. I thought that their plan was to interfere in the match, but that didn't happen. And in the end, they were like, what? They also had an Andrade and Rey Phoenix video package, which I think was fine. But if you're having subtitles, why not have them speak in Spanish anyways? Like, if you're gonna have subtitles, which I get because their English accents and their grasp on the language is not that strong, so why not you just have them speak in Spanish? I like that they're investing in them. Like, it, like they were in suits, like they had a car, Andrade had a hat, and he was talking about how both of them are money, that how both of them not only like respect lucha libre but fight for lucha libre, and that their dinero, their money, and they are going to win the tag titles. So their gimmick essentially is that they are Mexicans who love wrestling, and that they're rich, and that if you put them on TV, you will become rich because they are money. So it's a simple gimmick, kind of a, like, I didn't expect this kind of direction, like, oh, we are money. Like, it feels kind of heelish, but I think it's mostly just in promos, like kind of like just to enhance their presence. Like, people see like, oh, cars and like them in big like suits and everything, they're like they're important. Like, it's just a visual thing because you didn't see that in their like entrances. And then they had a match which was nothing because they didn't have that much time left. Like, I saw like when the Wyatts were making their entrance, it was like 7:18 or something. You're like 12 minutes left till the show ends. And then Nikki Cross like drags the female referee, the female black referee, and she calls a DQ, which I was like, generally referees like throw these people out. They don't really disqualify, but they disqualified them. And then you had an epic brawl. In the end, I was at the start. I was like they're just having Eric Rowan beat all these tag teams because you had Eric Rowan just beating because they're smaller in size. At the start, Fraxium got like beat up by them, but in the end, I'm glad like they did the double suicide dive on them also. Like, you had Motor City come out, you had Street Profits come out, like people diving, and the security guards coming, like especially the Street Profits came, the crowd came really alive, like Dawkins flying, Montez, like every time Montez does that, over the ring post, like tope con hilo, it's over the ring post, tope con hilo, it's always awesome. And it's just the energy that everyone had, like Phoenix and Andrade also going crazy, Andrade throwing the prime bottle away. Then Nick Aldis coming out with DIY, and Nick Aldis saying that I've had enough of this SmackDown tag team division because you're willing to like kill yourself over all these tag titles. So at SummerSlam, a tag like it will be a tag team TLC match will be the Wyatt Six, Andrade and Rey Phoenix, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, Street Profits. So we are having what, five teams here? I would have liked if Los Garzas were there also, but they are in AAA, and it would have been a good promotion of AAA also, because if you had the AAA tag champions, because you did have them on TV for a few weeks, and it's like it kind of makes sense more for Los Garzas to be there rather than DIY, because DIY has lost all their matches. So DIY kind of doesn't deserve a title shot at all. Like Los Garzas have lost, but they lost a while ago, and they did win a tag team championship, be it in the sister promotion of WWE, but they did win. So logically it kind of makes sense, but feud wise, yes, it makes sense for TLI because uh, they Los Casas just showed up for what, like 2 weeks or something. But I think if they really wanted to promote AAA, they could have done this. I just want to see now how do they structure this, because you don't really, you have 10 people involved, which is already like a clusterfuck, like how to like plan a match. But then you have them in tag teams, and this has never happened before. I don't think these many teams have been in a TLC match ever before. Maybe 10-man ladder matches have happened before, but not in tag teams. And I want to see like on which night does this happen. I think it will make sense more for it to happen on night one, because night one you have three tag matches and only two singles matches, and only and those two singles matches is like and only out of those five matches, two matches are where you can expect things to be good. Is first like the Roxanne tag match, and the second is the Gunther versus Punk match. I think night one needs that tag team TLC match more than night two, but I think it would probably get added to night two because all matches on night two are singles matches. And for titles, I think so, yeah, except Sammy versus Cross. So I hope that they add the tag team TLC on night one. I know they won't because you already have three tag matches. But if Sammy versus Cross has been announced, so probably you need one more match, right? Probably one more match from Raw is announced, or because what you have now, you have 11 matches, and I do think they probably want to round it out to 12. It would kind of be weird to have 6 on 1 and 5 on 1. But apart from Rusev versus Sheamus, like what is the other feud that can be on SummerSlam? Maybe Black versus Priest, because I don't think, even if anyone wins, I don't think that's the end of the feud. Like this feud will go on for a while. They can easily add Priest versus Black there. But apart from Rusev versus Sheamus, I can't see really any other match. But maybe Judgment Day, but they are having a tag team title match against LW, I think probably at Raw. So let's see what happens with that. But that was my review. I'll I I have to give this show a 3 out of 5 because of the last like tag team segment that happened. Like that just made me excited. That brawl, that had me saying this is awesome. This is awesome, man. So I have to give this a 3 out of 5. Like, what did you think about this show? Tell me in the comments. How did you like this video? Did you like this review? If you like this type of content, like this video, share and subscribe. If you don't, then share it with those who do. My social media accounts, which are my Twitter/X account and my Instagram account, links in the description. So go follow me on that. My UPI ID link, which is sharpboy@okicici, is also in the description. So go donate any amount of money which you can, which can help me make YouTube a permanent career option. So that was it for me for right now. So thank you, goodbye, alvida.